Good afternoon. I'm Gwendolyn Morton, and this is Live at 5 on WBON TV9, where every local story starts here. Some of our top headlines for the day. An Irvine mother is behind bars on strangulation charges. We've got the details on that. Plus, authorities respond to a murder in Breathitt County and a look at what's going on in the capital. We've got Sam Ryan in the Weather Center going to take a look at that next front that is moving into the area. Could be some severe weather. We've got the details on that. Plus, Michael Watkins coming up here today, Live at 5 with your sports report. But first, in our WBON TV big story of the day, a woman in Irvine was arrested March 4th after she allegedly strangled her toddler. That's according to arrest citation. 23-year-old Amelia Thomas was seen on video blocking her child's airway with her hand for approximately 7 seconds. Reportedly, a DSS employee was sent the video and reported the incident to authorities. Officials with the Kentucky State Police say that Thomas admitted that she was tired and could not get the baby to lay down or go to sleep. She further claimed that she was attempting to keep the 1-year-old child quiet for her sister. Thomas also reportedly told police that her actions were wrong and gave a full confession. The child, the investigators believe, could have been killed or injured. The citation states that the child has been taken into protective custody. Thomas was charged with first-degree strangulation and lodged in the Madison County Detention Center on a $25,000 cash bond. That's an ongoing investigation. Of course, we'll have more for you here as it becomes available. Well, Kentucky State Police are investigating a domestic violence homicide in Breathitt County on Tuesday, March 11th. At around 6:40 a.m., troopers responded to a call at a residence on Walter Lane in the Watts community regarding a man experiencing a mental health crisis. Upon arrival, they found Lance Hyde, 42, barricaded inside the home. They also discovered Jessica Campbell Hyde, 44, deceased with apparent puncture wounds to her torso. Lance Hyde was arrested and charged with murder, domestic violence. Jessica Campbell Hyde's body was taken to the medical examiner's office for an autopsy. That investigation is also ongoing. Well, Michael Moon, 47, of Annville, has been arrested following allegations of kidnapping a child from Pulaski County and subsequently taking that child to West Virginia. The Pulaski County Sheriff's Office initiated an investigation after receiving a call on March 11th from a resident on East Brown Ridge Road in the Nancy area reporting a missing child. Authorities learned that Moon had picked up that child. Following the initial report, the Sheriff's Office Criminal Investigation Division assumed the case, leading to further evidence that resulted in Moon being charged with custodial interference and possession of matter portraying a sexual performance by a minor. Moon is currently being held at the Pulaski County Detention Center on a $25,000 bond. Well, if House Bill 315 passes, then it would become more difficult for companies outside of the United States to purchase farmland in Kentucky. Currently, millions of acres of U.S. agricultural land are owned by countries including Canada, the Netherlands, and Germany. House Bill 315 looks to restrict agricultural land ownership to foreign entities. With more information on this bill and a look at Senate Bill 100, which would add new regulations to nicotine vape products, Charles Baglin and Keith West report from Frankfort.
A new bill would make it harder for foreign entities to purchase agricultural land in Kentucky. The measure cultivated support in the Senate Agriculture Committee in hopes that it will ensure continued farming prosperity in the Commonwealth. Bill sponsor Representative Scott Sharp from Ashland.
House Bill 315 to secure our agricultural land from entities that are identified as hostile governments.
Representative Sharp believes this is an ongoing threat which has gone unchecked across the country. In the past 3 years, 22 states enacted similar measures to restrict land ownership by foreign companies. Senate Ag Chairman Jason Howell agrees with the measure with an exception.
I added language back in that was actually a little stronger on the intent to allow for some ag land to be used or leased for research purposes by some of the companies that are ag companies but may be owned by a Chinese company, Syngenta being one of them.
The measure would also require agricultural land purchased for non-ag purposes by any foreign entity to be developed within 5 years of purchase. House Bill 315 now moves to the full Senate, with mere days remaining in the 2025 general session to reach the finish line.
The Kentucky General Assembly took a step closer to enacting new regulations for businesses that sell tobacco, nicotine, and vapor products. Senate Bill 100 would require businesses who wish to sell nicotine products to obtain licenses to sell those products, and retailers who sell to underage consumers would face penalties for those sales. In addition, underage consumers who are caught with these products will be subjected to participating in a community service program. Carrying Senate Bill 100 in the House was Representative Matthew Cook of Bourbon County.
Senate Bill 100 and the committee sub reflect the past few years' combined work of the House and Senate towards establishing a framework for licensing and regulating vapor products in the Commonwealth. We worked with industry stakeholders, including the retailers, vapor store operators, distributors, and manufacturers, tobacco manufacturers and distributors, as well as the ABC.
Senate Bill 100 goes back to the Senate for concurrence before it can become law. Reporting from the state capitol in Frankfort, I'm Keith West.
Thanks, Charles and Keith, for that report. Well, a man in Eubank has been charged on multiple counts of sexual abuse on January the 4th, according to officials. Deputies with the Pulaski County Sheriff's Office were dispatched to a Science Hill area in response to a report of a missing 14-year-old girl. Police reportedly found the missing girl at a church parking lot inside of a truck with a man identified as 28-year-old Marion Adam Pence. Following the initial investigation, Pence was reportedly charged with third-degree rape and detained on a $100,000 bond. Officials say that further investigation showed that Pence had possibly sexually assaulted the second victim, who was reportedly 11 years old at that time. On March 12th, Pence was charged with first-degree rape and is now detained on a second bond for $125,000. An investigation into both cases is ongoing. On Monday, the Commonwealth of Kentucky moved to have former Letcher County Sheriff Mickey Steins examined at the Kentucky Correctional Psychiatric Center. According to the motion, which was signed by the Assistant Attorney General and the Commonwealth's Attorney for the 27th Judicial Circuit, they state that they have no objection to the defendant's request to have the defense expert present as an observer during the evaluation of the defendant at KCPS. Steins, who had pleaded not guilty in the murder of District Judge Kevin Mullins, announced last week that he intends to present expert evidence relating to the mental disease or defect or mental condition bearing on the issue of guilt and punishment. We will continue to bring you updates as this story develops. We're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We got that weather system that is moving into the area. Looks like it could get bad out there. We got Sam in the Weather Center. Going to give you a look at that forecast.
Granite, marble, and quartz for any surface. Make a lifetime commitment you won't regret.
Davis & Powell Funeral Home in Berea. From our attention to detail, a diverse staff, and the best aftercare in the business, there's no better local choice to take care of your family in a difficult time than Davis & Powell. Call in to discuss pre-planning and preparations so there'll be no additional burden on your family. Davis & Powell Funeral Home in Berea. For additional information, check them out at davisandpowellfuneralhome.com. Davis & Powell Funeral Home, always going the extra mile.
We would like to invite you to join our family at Bishop's Small Engine Repair.
Outdoor Power has become a family tradition, with 3 generations here bringing you years of experience.
We will help you find the best selection of outdoor power equipment from Coquette, Grasshopper, DeWalt, Makita, Echo, Shindawa, and now Steel in our Georgetown store.
Or bring your equipment into our service department. We will keep it running for years to come.
And as with all families, we have to keep Mama happy. So come on in and see us at Bishop's Small Engine Repair in Richmond and in Georgetown.
Are you tired of the same food options when you're trying to decide what's for dinner? Let Mammut Bar and Grill in Richmond ease that burden. Their one-of-a-kind menu offers fine Mexican options, plus burgers, a large selection of sandwiches and wraps, pasta, steaks, seafood, and a full list of appetizers. You can please everyone on your guest list with a trip to Mammut Bar and Grill, located in Richmond at 2187 Lexington Road, across from Whitehall Elementary School.
Are you considering a bathroom remodel? Think about this. Remodeling your bathroom without addressing the plumbing is like going to get a facelift when you need heart surgery. Plumbing is the heart of your home. At Fast Flow, we understand the importance of a well-functioning plumbing system. Our expert plumbers have years of experience in providing top-notch plumbing services. Don't just settle for a pretty face. Choose Fast Flow Plumbing before you remodel and keep your home's heart beating perfectly.
Call a pro at Fast Flow!
When it comes to having someone work on our homes, you need someone you can trust. Someone who will get the job done the right way and be with you throughout the entire process. At Kentucky Roof Works and Restoration, they will meet with you and explain what needs to be done. They won't take advantage of you during your time of need and offer free roof inspections, water damage cleanup, water remediation, and restoration, plus more services. Kentucky Roof Works and Restoration. Online at KentuckyRoofWorks.com and on Facebook. There when you need us.
Welcome back to Live at 5 on WBON TV Channel 9. I mentioned that big system that is getting ready to move across the bluegrass. Looks like we could have rain, thunder, and wind. We've got Sam in the Weather Center going to give us all the details on what we can expect.
Hi, thanks, Grenelyn. We've got quite a bit of weather to get through here this weekend. First things first, we have a wind advisory that is issued by the National Weather Service here Friday night through Saturday. So at around 8 p.m., we're going to start seeing wind gusting up to 40 to 50 mile per hour. This is just your gradient winds. Now we have a couple of rounds of storms possible. A powerful low is going to move up to our north, and so we could see a line approaching us Friday night and into Saturday morning. If we do happen to see storms, they could produce damaging straight line winds, but we're kind of on the eastern cusp of all that. A little better chance midday Saturday, still conditional on instability. Can we build the instability? But what's not as conditional is the heavy rainfall threat. Now, if we get those storms in here midday Saturday, we've got to have a storm plan ready, okay? Know where your shelter is, because the threats are mainly damaging straight line winds. A much better chance off to our west. Here's a line, and then we have another wave coming in Saturday. That's our midday, a higher chance of storms. And so damaging straight line winds is going to be the main threat, and it can't rule out a few isolated tornadoes. But again, we're limited on our instability Saturday. That's a good thing. So 53 degrees out the door, a warm afternoon, most of the day dry Friday. A moderate threat of severe storms late Friday over Illinois. So it's pretty far away. We have a marginal threat and an isolated severe storm. But as we go into Saturday, this is a 15% chance of severe weather. So not a great chance, but it is there and warrants having a storm plan ready just in case this thing does the unexpected. And again, 1 to 3 inches of rain, fairly widespread. Underneath some of these storms, however, going through Saturday afternoon could produce very heavy rainfall. And so we are looking at a threat of large hail, damaging straight line winds, and perhaps an isolated tornado. But heavy rainfall, it tapers off, and we cool off just briefly here Sunday and into Monday. Grenelyn?
Thanks, Sam. Make sure you are staying weather aware as we move into tomorrow and to the weekend. Make sure you are tuning right here to Live at 5 and also on our sister station, 100.7 The Coyote. Will have traffic and weather that is being impacted by that system. Of course, you can check out that forecast anytime. That's up at WBONTV.com and also on our Facebook page. Well, on to more news. Jonah Bevin, the adopted son of former Kentucky Governor Matt Bevin, has made allegations of abuse against his adoptive parents. Jonah, now 18, recently spoke with our media partner, LEX18, about his life as one of the 4 children adopted by Matt and Glenna Bevin from Ethiopia back in 2012. He was 5 years old at the time and lived with the Bevins until he turned 13. Jonah claims that they abandoned him last year when he ended up in Jamaica at a brutally abusive facility that has since been closed down. They didn't check on me or call me, said Jonah. Eventually, he ended up back in the United States, homeless. After examining his life in Kentucky, Jonah says he believes that he was used by Matt Bevin for political gain. He further stated that it wasn't long before he realized that he didn't fit in with the family. You could see the family wasn't stable, and I was just one that was being hidden, recalled Jonah. They didn't want me to speak up for myself, and it was also a good enough reason for them to send me off to programs because I said something. It would be putting the public image at risk. Jonah claims that he was abused and neglected by the Bevins and wants them to be accountable. The Bevins have yet to comment on his time. Well, Governor Andy Beshear announced Wednesday that he signed Senate Bill 73. The bill, he said, will create harsher penalties for predators using images for blackmail or sexploitation. In the video announcement posted on X, Beshear observed that more child predators were arrested, prosecuted, and incarcerated by Kentucky's Attorney General's office than any other AG's office. He went on to say the bill will now make sextortion and criminal offenses and highlighted the additional resources that would be given to law enforcement. But to all the parents, Beshear said, watch what your children do online. They might not like it, but you provide a level of protection that's so necessary in today's world. Well, the Liberty Police Department has reported that an alleged assault involving a juvenile occurred earlier yesterday. According to Police Chief Stephen Garrett, the incident happened at the Goose Creek Candles, where 17-year-old juvenile allegedly sliced the throat of a coworker. The victim was reportedly flown to the UK hospital with life-threatening injuries, but is currently in stable condition. Garrett informed media partner LEX18 that the 17-year-old is with the victim and that the attack was completely unprovoked. That is all the details we have at this time, and of course we'll give you updates when more information becomes available. Well, the Laurel County Sheriff's Office arrested a man Wednesday on charges of sexual abuse. Officials say that police had received information regarding a possible sexual abuse complaint involving a minor. An investigation was conducted with the assistance of DCBS. As a result, deputies arrested 59-year-old David Glenn Myers of London. Myers was charged with first-degree rape and first-degree offense distribution of obscene matter to minors and was taken to the Laurel County Correctional Center. That we're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. Michael Watkins up next with your sports report.
Discover the hometown difference at Jack Burford Chevrolet in Richmond, Kentucky. Family owned and operated for 60 years, we're dedicated to providing outstanding customer service and a welcoming atmosphere. Our friendly staff is here to help you find the perfect vehicle and keep it running smoothly. Take a look at our new and quality pre-owned vehicles at jackburford.com.
Estill County EMA CSEP is a huge asset to those in Estill and surrounding counties. CSEP in Estill County has partnered with Everbridge to bring you alert and notification services that will allow you to maintain your contact info and ensure you receive alerts for locations in Estill County that are important to you. For more information and to register your device, visit EstillCountyEMA.net. You can also stay up to date with your county by following Estill County EMA CSEP on Facebook, helping you stay safe at home.
Hey y'all, it's Sawyer.
And Gus and Petey.
From Hicks and Punson, Kentucky Lawyers.
Sawyer, can I ask you a question? If size matters, why did David beat Goliath?
That's because it's not the size of the dog in the fight that matters, it's the size of the fight in the dog. If you've been hurt in an accident and want local lawyers who will fight for you, call Mr. Josh Nidad yet.
Call 859-777-7000 or visit honestdealers.com.
At the Galaxy Bowling Center and Champions Bar and Grill, we have activities galore, including video games, bowling, pool, delicious food at Champions, plus karaoke and live entertainment 7 days a week. Enjoy the climate-controlled patio, watch NFL football, and your Kentucky Wildcats all season long. The Galaxy Bowling Center and Champions Bar and Grill, just off exit 87 at 1025 Amberley Way in Richmond.
When inclement weather hits the greater Richmond area, you can count on Richmond's very own WBON TV9 news team. Continuing news team coverage of traffic alerts, power outages, road conditions, and traffic impacts like accidents or downed trees. Accurate forecast, watches and warnings, local cancellations and delays, and official information from emergency management and the National Weather Service. Be sure to like and follow WBON TV on Facebook for breaking news, alerts, watches, and warnings, and log on to WBONTV.com for all the news on your schedule. Count on WBON TV 9 and our media partners 100.7 FM The Coyote for outstanding team coverage when you need it most. Thanks for watching Richmond's very own Channel 9.
Fresh off their run to the 11th Region Championship game, the Madison Central girls basketball team joined WBON TV and the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show Monday. The 5 seniors from the team talked about the season and about how the standard for Madison Central girls basketball has now been raised.
It's been including the younger kids with us, it's been great because in the years past, we haven't been as close, but I feel like this year's the closest we've ever been with each other. So that's
got to be exciting because you understand as you were that 8th grader and a freshman and a sophomore how the experienced girls, those seniors, how much they look up to you guys this year now, being the experienced one. Talk to us about that. Have you mentored anybody? What are we expecting from next year? What do you think?
A big one for next year is going to be Jordan Miles. She's really stepped up this year and been a big part of our game.
I think just playing all together as our last time, just giving it our all to make it as far as we can, and we've all played together since 4th grade, besides Cam, but she's been here for most of it. So it's just being like sisters and just being together all the time. It's just made us closer, and without that we wouldn't be as successful as we were.
I agree. Now, did you guys go to different middle schools?
Kind of.
Yeah. Well, that's a yes.
We made Natea transfer our last year, so.
You guys have, especially you, Natea, you've really had some accolades come your way, regional player. Talk to us about this season.
It's definitely been a fun season, and we've all just been trying to enjoy the moments because you never know when your last moment's going to be. So that's definitely what we've been doing and what I've been trying to do in the last couple of months.
Right. And even, season's over, but even knock on wood, we've stayed pretty healthy this season, right? That doesn't always happen, right? That's pretty exciting. Talk to us about your superstitions and then tell me something about what's going to happen after the season's over.
Like Cam said, we eat at Chick-fil-A before every game, and then I have to warm up in earrings. There's no choice about it.
I think just being a senior-led team has really made us come together as a goal, and the younger ones have kind of picked up on that and realized that, and we took them all under our wing, and so they're more prepared for next year when we leave, and I think it'll just be a good group to continue what we've started.
You guys have really set a tradition now. It's not just we're going to goal this and try to make this happen. It's almost like an expectation now, right? We're going to win district. We're going to make it to the region semifinals or championship game. These younger girls now are it's probably good to recruit, wouldn't you think? Some of these 8th graders moving in. Talk to us about that. Who have you been looking at?
Mostly I've just been looking at sophomore, juniors. Like we've said, Jordan is going to be a big part of the team next year, but there's also a few others that have slowly stepped up towards the end and realized how important it is, and I think they can carry it on if they keep working.
Yeah, I'm going to try to come back to some games. I won't be far. I decided to go to EKU and not continue my basketball career, so I'm hoping to come back and support these girls just as much as I can. A lot of the girls are just like my best friends, even though they're younger. It's sad to leave them, but I know they're going to accomplish big things in these next years.
Do you have any superstitions that you followed?
Dino nuggets, for sure.
Dino nuggets. Oh, they like the frozen ones that you get at the grocery. I've seen those. Oh, I love it. So how many? Do you have a certain amount?
8.
I'm going to eat 8 every time.
With some ketchup, for sure.
Coach, talk to us about, all right, it's never too early to talk about next year, so you got to be looking forward to it. And like I said, we got a tradition now set. The bar is high.
Well, that old saying, tradition never graduates, and I think that's part of it. And these girls have done a great job laying that groundwork. Any time at the high school level, when you lose 5 seniors that play, and I don't remember, I've been at this for 25 years, and I've never had a group where I had 5 seniors and all 5 of them. Now, I've had a team with 5 seniors, but some of them maybe start, some of them didn't play very much. These 5 all played and played significant minutes. And when you graduate that's difficult to replace. And again, I just want to reiterate, you're not only graduating good basketball players, you're graduating great people. And that's going to be difficult to replace.
If you love local sports, you'll love the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. Join your host, Michael Watkins, and Samantha Burford as they cover sports news for the greater Madison County area. Get your local sports news every Monday night from 6 to 7 p.m. on WBON Channel 9 and on radio at Y92.5, V99.3, and WKXO Sports Radio 103.5. The Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show is also brought to you by Aero Auto Glass, Nuevo Vallarta, and Bishop's Small Engine Repair.
When the awful Michigan weather makes its way down I-75, you want your vehicle ready for anything. Holland Sons Auto Care knows there's no good time to break down, but especially when it's ice cold outside. So get that preventative maintenance taken care of at Holland Sons on North Keeneland Drive in Richmond. Holland Sons works on the smallest repairs all the way up to major engine work, and they can work on Chevy, Mercedes, and everything in between. So no need to take your German car up to Lexington to overpay. When Holland Sons is just off exit 90 in Richmond, call 859-626-7695 for Holland Sons Auto Care.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best fajitas in town. Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
I love this card.
Thanks. Go Colonels. Is it here? Hey, Coach, it's right here, but shouldn't you be at the game?
Carry your favorite team with you everywhere you go with the new EKU branded debit card from CG Bank. No matter what season it is, always show your Colonel pride.
It's that time of year when we are day and night driving with our kids all over. Your car never stops. At AMCO Transmissions, we make sure to keep you rolling. We have the latest technology, certified technicians, and longest warranty to keep your vehicles running strong. We specialize in all foreign and domestic transmissions, drivetrain, or just general maintenance. Did you know at AMCO, the average customer saves $1,800 in comparison to the dealer? And AMCO has a longer warranty. Come see us at AMCO Transmission for the best service and the cheapest prices around. AA MCO.
Batteries Unlimited in Richmond has you covered with all your battery needs, plus they're your local stop for U-Haul and your vehicle key and fob headquarters. Check out their new auto detail shop, Aces Detailing, located at Batteries Unlimited. They do simple detailing with a deep, thorough clean for the inside, wash and wax options for the outside, and a deep clean of the engine bay when your ride is dirty. Check out Aces Detailing at Batteries Unlimited.
Welcome back to Live at 5. One person has now been arrested in connection to the shooting death of 16-year-old Arsenio Jackson Jr. According to police, a 17-year-old whose identity has not been released because of age has been charged with that murder. Jackson was killed during a shooting that occurred on the Rambling Creek area on the morning of March 4th. The suspect, officials say, is currently being held at a juvenile detention center. And of course, we'll bring you updates as that story develops. Thanks so much for joining us today. Don't forget, we have some weather moving into the area, and it's always important to be weather aware. You can do that right here on WBON, and of course with our sister station, 100.7 The Coyote. Make sure you are paying attention to that forecast. We'll update that later on. Have a great night, and of course, I'll see you right back here tomorrow, live at 5.